And I said, your hand's always broken. You ain't known for your punching power since you moved up from lightweight to welterweight. Why are you so sure you're going to do this?
It's wild because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight.
Go off of that, Floyd is the best fighter, in his era. And I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
Stephen A. Smith responds to Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford, saying that today's boxing scene restricts some fighters while inflating others. He feels Crawford merits greater respect due to his talent and achievements. Stephen stresses that age is a factor, and Mayweather is past his peak. In his view, the focus should stay on Crawford's supremacy and not needless comparisons, or hype that take away from his actual greatness.
About what he had to say about you when he said you're way better than Floyd Money Mayweather. I know you heard that he said that. What thoughts came to your mind when you heard that Canelo Alvarez said that about you?
Hey, that's a big compliment. He's been in the ring with both of us, so he would know, from his own experience. A lot of people, they can say this, they can say that, but there's only, a few people that can say they've been in the ring with Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather and give their own.
2. Shane Mosley contrasted the skill sets of Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather by noting that Crawford is naturally the larger athlete. He said that Crawford's size and strength grant him an advantage Floyd lacked at welterweight. Yet Mosley also pointed out Mayweather's edge in technical mastery and timing. Floyd's superior defense and ring IQ helped him beat bigger men, a challenge Crawford need not face as often. Mosley's view shows that while Crawford's strength matters, Mayweather's legend rests on pure technique and ring craft.
It's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. Like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
During a chat with Ariel Helwani, Terence Crawford reminded his fans that Canelo Alvarez is uniquely qualified to weigh in. Since he shared the ring with both Mayweather and Crawford, Canelo's opinion carries weight. Terence stressed their fights came in very different settings. Floyd boxed a raw, untested Canelo, while Crawford met him as a true 168 LB champion. Even with the size gap, Crawford won, showing his power and skill against a far bigger foe. Canelo admitting Crawford hit harder just adds proof that greatness can look unique across separate eras of boxing.
Right there, because there was this thought, this prevailing thought that the smaller man always loses to the bigger man. This was repeated time and again throughout the fight week. And he proved that that's not the case. Again, I hope you all recognize this was a 168-pounder fighting a 147-pounder. He had one fight at 154 last August, was the undisputed king at 147, beating Errol Spence in July of 2023. Came back the following year, fought Israel Madrimov at the soccer stadium in Los Angeles, and then did everything he could to get this fight, played his cards the right way, and there he was, standing face to face against Canelo Alvarez, who did seem for the longest time like he didn't want to take this fight, and because there was great risk involved, because not only is Terence Crawford one of the all-time best fighters in the history of the sport, he's smaller than him, so a lot of people would be like, oh, of course you're going to beat the smaller guy, right? But I think Canelo recognized, yeah, he might be smaller, but he's that damn good.
Trainer Greg Hackett had another angle, stressing that Floyd Mayweather was a finished fighter when he fought Canelo. To Hackett, Floyd's style at that time was refined, patient, and locked in, something that Crawford's looser and more volatile style can't fully mirror. Hackett claimed Crawford leans on sudden counters and changes, but Floyd's brilliance was about clean control from first to last bell. Though he respects Crawford, Hackett still feels Mayweather's perfect plan against Canelo remains untouched.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great. To me, I could be wrong, but he didn't look so great to me because he was learning a lot about Madrimov while he was in there with Madrimov.
Max Kellerman broke down the different paths both men took in their careers. He said that when Floyd moved past lightweight, he became very picky with foes, making sure every bout was measured. Crawford, though, has gone his own way, fighting whomever was ready without delay. That has made Crawford seem bolder and risk-friendly compared to Floyd's calculated planning. Kellerman added that this contrast does not lessen Floyd's place, but shows Crawford's choice to test himself in many weights and V's risky names.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
Crawford boldly claimed that if he faced a prime Floyd Mayweather, he believes he could still win. He said this not to insult, but with faith in his own game. Crawford respects Floyd's skills, but views his own switch hits power and mixed-style Askies that would tilt the bout. For Crawford, this is not about pulling down Floyd's wins, but celebrating the drive that fuels boxing greatness.
Wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.